One of the coolest things about being a blockchain developer is that there's so many different ways to make money in this space. You can get a job, you can become a freelancer, or you can even build your own application. You have open access to a brand new financial system with tools that are not available to anybody anywhere else, like flash loans, for example. And you might be thinking like, hey, what even is that in the first place? Well, I'm going to explain that in this video and explain how there are unique opportunities for developers to create profitable applications where you don't have to get a bunch of users. And I'm going to talk about one particular strategy in this video today where you can, create an app that you can just turn on and earn passive income. So I'm going to talk about this as a blockchain developer who works this technology on a daily basis and have done this myself. So if you're new around here, hey, I'm Gregory, and on this channel, I turn you into a blockchain master. So if that's something that you're interested in, then smash that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe to this channel. All right, so let's talk about how you can create this passive income app on top of the blockchain that you can just turn on and it actually starts printing money, okay? So the secret to making this app work is something called a flash loan. This is a brand new financial instrument where you can borrow millions of dollars of cryptocurrency with zero money down, basically for free, that you can use for, trading bots, arbitrage, DeFi, whatever. And in this video, I'm going to detail a strategy that you can use. And this is the exact strategy that I'm going to show you inside the Flash Loan Masterclass on Thursday, March 3rd. Inside, I'm going to show you how to create a Flash Loan application that earns passive income, that doesn't require you to be an advanced developer. It doesn't require you to get a bunch of users for this application. You can just turn it on and it works. So make sure you hold your spot with the link down below today. All right, so let's do a quick recap again on Flash Loans and what you can do with them, how they work before we detail the strategy, because this is critical to understand. So again, Flash Loans are where you can borrow millions of dollars of cryptocurrency for zero money down, basically for free as long as you pay it back in the same transaction. So what does that mean? So basically on the blockchain, if you use smart contracts, you can do this. So you might say, what good is it if to borrow money if you have to just instantly pay it back? Like you can't even do anything with it. Like that's kind of strange. So basically, think about it like this. On the blockchain, it supports simple transactions and complex transactions. All right. So a simple transaction is if I were to just send cryptocurrency, from my account to yours. You can see that on my whiteboard here, right? That's just got one step. It says take cryptocurrency out of my account and put it into your account, right? Just one step. But blockchains also support complex transactions with multiple steps inside of them, okay? And on a blockchain like Ethereum, for example, like it's just executing one transaction at a time. That's what I mean by paying it back in the same transaction. So if you were going to send cryptocurrency from one account to somebody else, like the blockchain is only processing that one transaction at a time. So it just does that and moves on to the next one, move on to the next one. So you can actually create a transaction with multiple steps like this one that says, step 1, borrow money. Step 2, do something with it. Step 3, pay it back. And that's what you do with flash loans is you borrow the money, you do something with it, and you pay it back. And the blockchain treats all that like the same transaction. You can create these complex transactions as a developer with smart contracts. Whenever you create a function for the smart contract itself, that's exactly what you're doing. You're able to write each line for each complex transaction. So that's how you do a flash loan. You borrow the money, do something with it, pay it back. So on this second step of do something with it, there's all kinds of stuff that you can do, like, create a trading bot. You can do an arbitrage contract. You can do lots of things. But many of these things require you to find an opportunity to capitalize on. But I would talk about an app right now that you can literally just turn on and plug flash loans into it, and it makes money. Now, there's a trade-off with this because you can turn on and make money. There are some risks involved, which I'll clearly detail in this video. So, just be aware of that. So how does it work? So basically, it's an app that jumps on this yield farming trend that happens with DeFi. So what is yield farming? And, how can you use your skills as a developer to gain an edge in this? Well, let's start with the basics of how yield farming works. So basically, if you look at any DeFi app out there that promises to give you a high yield, this is essentially how most of them work under the hood. They have these things called liquidity pools, okay? And these liquidity pools are basically what make the app run. So if you want to go to Uniswap and trade tokens, where do those tokens live? Like who's on the other side of that trade? Well, they're parked inside this thing called liquidity pool, all right? Or if you go to an app like Aave or Compound Finance, where you can deposit cryptocurrency and earn a passive income reward for doing that, like a money market account, where does that cryptocurrency go? It all goes inside this thing called liquidity pool, all right? So these are the reservoirs of money that are in smart contracts for these, DeFi applications. So you can earn passive income just as a regular user by depositing cryptocurrency into these pools, okay? I've just drawn the DAI cryptocurrency on here as a stable coin. And then, you might get some, passive income back in terms of the cryptocurrency you deposited, maybe like a couple percent. But you might also get this bonus liquidity mining reward, which is a cryptocurrency that the app creates itself, like a brand new cryptocurrency that's different from the ones you deposited that can add to the gains that you made from depositing that. Okay, so that's exactly what is happening across a lot of these apps, like Compound Finance, for example. So basically, if you look at Compound Finance, you could deposit a cryptocurrency like DAI inside of there, all right, and you could earn 2.26% in DAI, all right. And, you would earn additional comp tokens, which is Comp's own cryptocurrency. It's a governance token. That's a really popular method for just distributing new tokens, is give people incentive to use your app and give them a new token that then they can use to govern the protocol or make gains, right? So that's what it does. It lets you deposit cryptocurrency into the liquidity pool, earn DAI back, and then also earn comp. Now, here's a crazy thing with an app like Compound that you can do as a developer, which you don't have access to on the website. You can deposit DAI into the application and earn comp tokens, but then you can actually turn around and borrow DAI against the application as well and earn bonus comp tokens, all right? And there's actually a spread on these interest rates here that will essentially cancel each other out whenever you do this. So you won't be earning that much DAI rewards, but you're earning, extra comp rewards than you would have if you had just supplied. And you can actually take the next step and increase these earnings with flash loans. And you can't do that through the interface with comp. So here's how you get your edge as a developer and actually create a passive income app that prints money. All right, so here's how it works. Basically, you can deposit DAI like this. All right, then you can turn around and also borrow DAI. And you're going to get comp rewards for doing that each time, all right? You're going to multiply those. Now, you could do that just by creating a smart contract that, allows you to do that. But here's how you can really multiply it and pour gasoline onto it. You can basically take your own money, take some DAI, okay, and then deposit in the application, and then basically with a flash loan, all right, and then basically use your money as principal and take out a loan to increase your exposure into the deposit, all right, and inside the same transaction, you're going to turn and borrow the DAI amount that you took out on your loan, all right, and pay it back instantly all in the same transaction. It's like step 1, step 2, step 3, okay? So what it's going to do is leave, more DAI in the app than you could have initially deposited yourself, okay? And then pay it back. And then in order to get that money back, all you have to do is withdraw that, take out the flash loan again, get your money back, and then claim your comp rewards that were sitting inside the application for doing that. And so how does this work? And what are the risks associated with this? Because like I was saying before, this app, if you turn it on, it does print money basically, but there are definitely risks associated with it. So we'll start with the collateralization factor. So basically this means how much cryptocurrency you have to leave in the app in order to take out a loan, because that's how basically the Compound works. If you want to take out a loan, you have to deposit cryptocurrency first. But if you're going to basically borrow against the same cryptocurrency, here's what the collateralization factor is. So you start with that about 0.75 or 75%. All right. So you can be safe. If you cross this collateralization factor, basically if the interest rates change, then you can get liquidated on the principal that you deposit in the application. So that's the primary risk here, is you can lose money if you try to borrow too much against what you deposited. So there's clear, I want to be 100% clear, there's definitely risks about that. So that's one of the trade-offs for an application that can just print money, okay? So you could borrow below this to stay safe. So you could do 67%, all right? And so if you did 67%, that's basically 2/3. And so if you took out, let's just say you put in, 100 DAI, all right, and then increase your exposure with flash loans, by 200, that's going to be 300 DAI. And so you're going to get 3x, sorry, sloppy handwriting here, but 3x the comp rewards than you would have if you just deposited 100 DAI of your own money. That's using leverage to get back 3 times the amount of returns that you could potentially get with the app. That's how you can use your edge developer, because you can't do that through the user interface, but you can do it if you create your own smart contracts, because you have access to all this infrastructure on the blockchain, all these smart contracts. It's just an open permissionless system. As long as you can code your own contracts to get inside of there, use a little bit of your own cryptocurrency, and then use flash loans for the rest, then you can create all this from scratch. All right, so let's talk about how to actually code this particular project if you're gonna do this. Okay, so basically, this is an incredibly simple application, and that the entire application is literally just one file. Okay, it's just one file. It's just one smart contract. So you need to create one smart contract, and then you need some cryptocurrency. You have to use your own money. Again, there's some risk associated with this. To do this, you need a little bit of crypto and you need one smart contract. So let's break down those pieces. You can do everything. You can do all this inside your web browser if you want to with an application like Remix. So remix.ethereum.org. It's an online Solidity IDE where you can code smart contracts to the Solidity programming language. So you need a little bit of Solidity knowledge to make this work, but you don't need advanced knowledge. You could basically just take a template off the shelf, all right, and then use that. But that contract needs to be able to do a few things. It needs to hook into a flash loan provider, and then also hook into whatever, application that you're going to do liquidity mining with or yield farming. Let's just say compound finance for example purposes. You need to be able to hook into compound smart contracts. You need the ABIs or the interfaces, for that particular application. And then finally, you just write some custom code that just implements those steps. It just takes out the flash loan from whatever provider you choose. It deposits into the DeFi application. It borrows from the DeFi application and then pays the flash loan back. That's the whole deposit step. And the borrow step is the exact opposite. So you also need to choose a flash loan provider, okay, whenever you figure that out. So just a quick idea off the top of my head is an app like Aave. So Aave supports flash loans. They have pretty good developer documentation. You can definitely check that out to see how to start using flash loans inside your applications today. All right. So if you want to just take an off-the-shelf suggestion for doing liquidity mining rewards, you can use Compound Finance. You can see the developer documentation that shows you how to, use their money market directly inside your smart contracts. You can see all the configuration settings here. So you can take both those things, plug them in the same smart contract, and code the functions like I was talking about inside of one app on Remix. Okay. So going beyond this, you could even take this particular idea and expand it to other blockchains. All right. You could just take out each of these components. You could use a different flash loan provider on a different blockchain, a more low cost chain. You could do it with, different money market account on a different blockchain, all that type of stuff. Okay. You'll have to modify the code in order to do that, but, you can implement the strategy in multiple places. So that's another thing with Ethereum, is if you want to do this on the mainnet, they're going to require some gas fees. And so in order to make the rewards profitable for you, you have to essentially pay enough in gas fees or have enough crypto to deposit it to cover those gas fees. So that's an additional prerequisite here. And at the end of the day, I just want to stress there are some risks here. You face liquidation if the interest rates go haywire inside the application. DeFi is a new risky business. Okay, there's always smart contract risk at the protocol level. Those could always get hacked. Although something like Compound stood the test of time so far. And the application that you create with the smart contract could have some sort of vulnerability as well. So those are the clear risks on the table. But this is an opportunity where something literally just prints money when you turn it on. So that's exactly what I'm going to show you how to do inside the Flash Loan Masterclass. All right, make sure you sign up with the link down below. Hold your spot today. That's going to be on Thursday, March 3rd. So you need to hold your spot before we start the class. So that's all I got for today. As always, smash that like button down below. Subscribe to this channel. And if you can't wait for that class, you're fast with the technologies. This stuff just got your head spinning like it does for me. And you want to jump in, get your hands dirty, start coding today. Then you can go to my YouTube homepage. You can see many of my free courses there. They're like Udemy courses, but they're totally free. And if you like those and you want to take the next step, or hey, maybe you'll take a master shortcut entirely, I actually become a blockchain master step-by-step from start to finish over at dappuniversity.com/bootcamp. You don't have to be an expert to get started today. I've helped people with zero coding experience become real-world blockchain developers in a matter of months. So that's all I've got. Until next time, thanks for watching Dapp University.